Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mark Lowe. I'm a journalist and also an English teacher, and I live in Vladivostok, Russia. Today, we're going to be looking at the FCA in the UK and their connection to cex.io, a crypto exchange that is registered as a company in the UK but is secretly running from Ukraine. Let's have a look. Okay, this is the exchange cex.io. They also have another one called cex.io broker. Now, they both look very similar. However, there's a big difference here. This one is run by a company called CEX Markets. This one is registered out of Cyprus. This one is registered in the UK. If we look at the structure, this is cex.io registered in London. It's owned by this Ukrainian gentleman who claims to be living in England, but we know he's spending a lot of time in Kiev. We can see he has several other businesses, and here is CEX Market Limited in Cyprus. This is the Cyprus structure here, and we'll find that the FCA says they have no match for cex.io, even though they claim they are registered by the FCA. However, the FCA does find a match for a company called CEX Markets Limited. But a closer look will see that they are no longer authorized. If we look further at CEX Markets, you'll find that they're registered in Cyprus. And it was cancelled on the 13th of the 11th, 2022. And they have only one trading name. So they don't trade under any other names. So they don't trade, or they don't claim to trade, under CEX.io. However, when we go here, the licenses and registrations of CEX.io, they claim that it was withdrawn. So they had one, but they voluntarily withdrew it, which is a blatant lie. They never did. Here they claim that CEX.io held a temporary registration. I've confirmed with the FCA and they never did. Now, if we go to their other company, cex.io brokers, which is really CEX Marketing or Markets Limited, and we have a look here, we will find that they confirm that they had a temporary registration with the FCA and that they held it from 11 p.m. on the 31st of December. And it was given to CEX Markets Limited, the firm. Not CEX.io, not CEX.io Limited, but this company. However, in this whole document, they don't say that it's been withdrawn, which we clearly saw it had been withdrawn by the FCA. Here they have, you can find out more information. So we click on it. It's going to let me. Page not found. Now, all of this has been reported to the FCA. The FCA is totally aware of it, and not just the FCA, but their CEO. I have been reporting it to the CEO and to the chairman of the board. Both of them are aware of it. Both of them refuse to act against this company. But why? Because in reality, they are not registered as a crypto company. They use a clever little trick that the FCA has developed, and that is they use a third party. This third party is called Gateway 21. Carly Kristen Nuzbeck Lowry. She goes under several different names. She pulls certain ones of those names out, but that's her full name. You can find her as Carly Lowry, Kristen Nuzbeck, Carly Nuzbeck, Kristen Lowry, and she has a license from the FCA to promote cryptos. We have written to a company several times. Not once have they removed or altered any of the advertising. They don't put clear enough warning labels on their products. They don't. They don't warn about the possible negative parts of dealing in crypto. They incentivize, which is totally against. So they have affiliates where if you recommend someone, you can get a 10% discount or whatever. And we have given all of this to this company and they do nothing. We have then given it to the FCA and they have done and just ignored everything. Now, how did I get involved with this web of deceit? Well, I got involved because I had my crypto stolen because I am in Russia. Even though I am an Australian citizen, I am in Russia and they seized my account. They allowed me to have some of it, but not all of it back. And this is how I first got involved. Now, this was my initial email dated the 16th, the 18th of July, just after about a month after I had my money stolen or my crypto stolen by cex.io. Now, I had been trading for about 7 years with this company. I knew that I didn't know that we're from Ukraine. It didn't really worry me. It wasn't an issue. They were promoted as a safe crypto platform. I had been trading, as I said, for about 7 years. I'd never withdrawn any money. I never really needed to. It was just more of a play. So when I then needed some money to open my English school in Vladivostok, I decided I would start withdrawing some money. And that's when the problem started. You can trade on their platform as long as you want, but don't try and withdraw. You won't get it. Now, I wrote to the FCA, and as you can see, they claim hallmarks of a scam. They say that they've never had, I've been unable, this is the FCA, unable to find an entry for CEXIO, and they have a link into the FCA which shows that they don't exist under their regulations. That was my first email with the FCA. Now, my crypto was taken in June of 2024, and I had been writing to them. It took them until the 24th of the 9th to give me this letter or this email back saying that I never had what I claim I had. even though I have screenshots of my crypto, which I've sent to the FCA, and they just want to ignore it. Now, in the bottom here, it says, we look forward to your response and remain at your disposal for any further assistance. I have written to them to clarify what they mean by a balance of 2.5. Are they saying I never had exactly 2.5? Because I might have had 2.50002 or whatever. They won't clarify that. They refuse to acknowledge any correspondence. This company, CXIO, on their licenses and regulations, also put up a US license and regulation. As here. And they're saying that they have licenses and all this. Well, I wrote to the Financial Crime Enforcement Network, the FinCEN in the US, and I got an unusual response. Okay, on the 25th of the 7th, I got a response from FinCEN saying that companies are required to register with FinCEN, but doing so is not a confirmation or endorsement of legitimacy of a business. FinCEN is unable to provide verification of legitimacy of a business. Interesting, isn't it? So they're using this, we're registered with FinCEN, we're safe. FinCEN can't even tell who it is. So it's very underhanded the way that this company that's been controlled by Kiev, by Ukrainians, is hiding behind government organizations in America and in the UK, but more so that they're being supported by the UK in their endeavors to steal money. And how I get to that is the next thing. As I started to write articles about CXIO, I started to receive from numerous people. I would assume it's one person. Now, the FCA already has this, and from my understanding, they've probably already passed it on to CEX. So I'm not saying anything that is jeopardizing anyone's life or anything like that, because they come from different people within the organization. I would assume that it is one person. They have given me some details from other email addresses, which I won't go into, but these ones are coming from within, showing that it is from within the organization. They claim, and I can only go by what they claim, and it corresponds to what I've found and what other people are posting onto Trustpilot, is that they are stealing money. Now, how they do this, which was explained to me, is you've got to understand that CEX comes across as a company that is secure because they keep all crypto in what they call cold storage. Now, what cold storage means is that it is offline. So it's not sitting online. So when you're trading on the platform, you're trading just with numbers. There's no physical crypto that's actually changing hands. It's just trading with other people on the platform. The only time that crypto goes from cold storage to live is when I go to withdraw. And that's where the problem is because then they have to lose out of their big pool of crypto they have and deposit it to, say, my Bybit account or whatever, or Byzance or whoever. So whenever I'm sending it to my bank to sell and trade it into fiat currency, that's when it becomes live. Now, how this works is that because everything is in cold storage, The numbers that everyone are trading with are just numbers. And as long as, for example, if there was 10,000 Bitcoin in cold storage, all they have to do is account for 10,000 Bitcoin in their accounting ledger that are being traded within the platform. It doesn't matter whether I own it or have it or whether someone else has it. So in essence, they can take 2.5 or 2.34 Bitcoin from my account and put it into a dummy account controlled by someone in the Ukrainian government, which is what I'm getting told. And if anyone audits them, they still have 10,000 Bitcoin in their cold storage and they have 10,000 on their ledger. It's only that Mark Lowe doesn't have is down 2.34 Bitcoin. They can move this crypto around as much as they want and to any account that they create. And that's what they're doing. As you can see here, hello again. Now, this person doesn't have the greatest English. And if he's in or she's in Ukraine, yep, I can understand that. Hello again. They believe that with the English regulator, which they're talking about the FCA in this email, you will not get anywhere, but you will still in their thoughts. So I'm still on their mind. Here they talk about you. So he's saying that they talk about me a lot. I've written several articles about this company, and I've tried for many months to get my money back. I need to tell you about the money. Many crypto altcoin Bitcoins are collected on fake accounts controlled by people from the Ukrainian government. They now use this to transfer cash to UK. Now, this is a UK connection. I can't prove, and I'm not going to state that the FCA is involved, but it seems very unusual that the FCA is doing nothing. They're actually promoting this company by allowing a promotions company to allow them to effectively steal from UK citizens that are located in the UK. So they need the English regulator. Okay. So they need him. So there's an interesting line there. If they need the English regulator, then what's the payoff? Seeing that the English regulator is aware of their breaches and these emails. Now it is legal and the English government receives taxes from it. So there is a statement here that the English government's really not worried about this because they're making money. Hand over fist, they're making the taxes. So when it's transferred from an account held by someone in the Ukrainian government to an account in England and transferred into a bank account, they're paying the taxes, which I think is about 30%. So they take on the bills, that are on the side of Russia. So they take on the bills that are on the side of Russia. So what he was saying, because he said this or they, I can't say it's he or she. I'll just refer to him as he. It's easier for me. That what they've done is they've frozen or removed most of the accounts that were held by Russians and Belarus people. That's why mine was targeted. Now the amount is $1 million every month. High prices help the directors, high prices of the cryptocurrency, because this was sent to me the 12th of May. It's not the last one I had, but this is one I can show you. If the price falls, they will have problems. So they're saying that there's going to be problems if the price in the crypto, because they're going to have to change more crypto across to, they're going to have to remove more crypto to make up $1 million a month. So this company is being extorted by someone within the Ukrainian government. And there is a a reference to a person within the military of the Ukrainian government in one of my other emails. I'm not going to show that one today because that is one of the newer ones, and I'm still researching that. One of the other ones. Now, this was an email that I got from, you can see it's from a different email address within the company. And you can write to these emails. They exist. I've checked. So I'm still here and enjoy. So I hadn't spoken to this person for a while. They'd gone very quiet. Now, this is this Carly Newsbeck Lowry. She's writing, it starts down here. She's writing about the concerns of Mr. Lowe, that's me, complaints about the financial, the FCA, and that it may affect her company. This is then the first response from one of the Ukrainians. And again, you can look these people up, they're real. And they acknowledge, as for the demand to have the 2.434 Bitcoin returned, we see no reason to indulge him. They don't deny I never had it. They're just saying they're never going to give it to me. Mr. Lowe's actions have inflicted irreparable harm on our brand, and granting him the request would set a dangerous precedence. So that's from one of them. This one confirms that Mr. Lowe has crossed multiple lines, and return of his funds would be emboldening him to continue his efforts against us. He actually says returning his funds. So he acknowledges that it was mine. She then says, if returning, and she acknowledges here, the 2.43 is generally off the table, then I expect CEX to implement an alternative resolution strategy that will conclusively prevent further escalation on his end. Now, in HIT, they say that they talk about having a team. The recent issues with his website, that was because my website was hacked, which I'll show you. And we currently we instead continued a current approach, limiting his reach of his claims through targeted actions. So this is a group of people that are not just running a crypto company that are ripping off people, but they're actually targeting anyone who goes against them. This was an email, again, from another name within the company. Now, you can't make this stuff up, but someone within the company is not happy. And they do say in one of their emails why they're not happy. I won't go into that today, but yeah. So there is an actual reason. Whether that's the right reason or not, I can't tell you. I'm just telling you what they've sent to me. Now, they hacked my website, International League of Nations, and they actually put malware in there. They reduced my reach massively. They put me on somehow, and I don't know. I'm not a tech head. I'm just a journalist. They had my IP address put onto all these watch lists, which I had to get it off. I'm starting to get some reach back, but still nowhere near my peak. It's quite annoying. I pop up on watch lists or blacklists all the time, and I have to continuously get myself off these blacklists. They gained access to your site. I got to work, and they are all talking about it. Last night, they cracked your password through WordPress. They don't do any yet, as they plan to wipe. So they were going to wipe everything. I actually went in and put in some two-factor verifications, which prevented them from doing that. And he told me, or they told me, I should say, they, because it could be a she. Um, Look at visitors. I looked at this here on my statistics, and yeah, sure enough, that was the exact time they hacked it, and that was when my reach plummeted. Okay, to conclude this video, I would like to say anyone who's trading on CXIO, beware. Anyone who's not, stay clear of it. And if you don't believe me, then have a look at Trustpilot. You can go to Trustpilot and you can filter and you can see how many reviews they had. Their reviews have plummeted to 1-star ratings for the last 12 months. And if you read the reviews, you'll see there's a lot of complaints about what I'm basically saying, that my money's gone missing, that they restrict me from getting my money out. All the same thing. Their customer service doesn't exist. It's you get this emails from a person called Helga. I don't think Helga exists. I've tried to find her, and it's just a made up name. But these people are stealing money hand over fist. They've created a token that was supposed to be already launched and hasn't. That is another area that they're working on. They are moving into the Middle East and African countries, pulling money out of them. They have a lot of African YouTubers who are uh, um, advertising their product, promoting it, actively promoting it. Get on board. You're going to miss out. You're going to miss out. It's all this. This is the next FTX. And the FCA UK can walk away from it. How? Because CEX.io is not registered as a crypto exchange. It has a promotions partner who is this Carly Newsbeck Lowry, who has Gateway 21. Now, if I lived in the UK and had my crypto taken, I cannot get any help from the ombudsman or anyone because my crypto was taken by CEXIO, which isn't registered. So it's my own stupid fault. Which is my own stupid fault. And I have no comeback on Gateway 21 because they're just a promoter, even though they are the ones that hold a license. So they can get a slap on the wrist by the FCA saying, oh, you should have protected or you should have made sure that the advertising by CEX was clear and concise. We're going to fine you £1,000. But I never had a contract with Gateway 21. And if you look at Gateway 21 and you look at Carly Newsbeck Lowry and her other two companies, she owns these other two companies by herself, and she has the companies own her companies, and they have voting rights. And the owner of these companies is allowed to vote. It is a scam, total scam. As the FCA said to me, it looks like it's a scam. It is a scam. This is not the last. This is the first, but it will not be the last video that I do on CEX. I have just got started. So until next time, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, good, bad, or ugly. And be careful because it happened to me and I'm an intelligent person. I didn't know what was going on. I just assumed it was a good, safe platform because the reviews all said And it turned out that it is ran from Ukraine. Until next time, goodbye.